Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I have another card that uses no toppers and just decorative papers. I know these videos are coming out quite quickly, but they seem to be really popular. They seem to be something that people are asking for. And while you guys are enjoying them and wanting them, I'm going to try and bring you as many options as possible. Now, on my last video, I had a lovely, I think they're a subscriber, ask if I could show another option if you don't have any die cuts. So I am going to bring you another no topper card. I've grabbed out this paper pad. I don't think we've used this one. I can't even remember when I bought it. I believe this one is from the range. But I thought, do you know what, we're going to grab that out. The only other things that you're going to need is obviously adhesive, a way of cutting this paper, so a trimmer, a cutter, scissors even. I'm using a card blank, so grab yourself a card blank. Some form of sentiment. It can be one like this that's pre-made that I'm just going to decoupage up. You can glue it down flat, you can do whatever you like with it. You could stamp, you can die cut if you have the little die cut words. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use one of these. I think these are beautiful sentiments. And then this card actually works really well if you have some peel-offs. However, I bought a set of gold and silver straight strip peel-offs a few months ago now, certainly before Christmas, and I couldn't find them. I've then obviously stripped out my office, reorganised everything, and I still haven't found them. So I've got a sneaky suspicion that I've thrown them away without ever actually using them. I've got a horrible feeling that I put them back in the shipping envelope, and instead of actually checking inside the envelope if I've just thrown it away thinking that it was empty when it actually wasn't. So I'm gutted, but I can't do anything about it. I'll have to try and get some ordered in the next couple of weeks. I just can't do it today. So I'm going to show you how to do it if you have some other... I'm using silver mirror card. These are actually a couple of scraps that I've taken out my scrap box that I think will do exactly the same job. So let's get into it. I've got my cutter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick two different papers. I don't want one that's like a topper. I want just two decorative papers. I really like this like lemon with the very fine love hearts. So I'm going to grab a sheet of that out. And then I want something with actual lemons on, I think. So we have that one. They're quite nice together. We have that one that's got the lemons and limes. I think I'm going to go for this sheet here. There we go. Now I'm using a 5x5 card blank. You can use whatever size you want. I'm going to bring in my cutter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this corner to corner, so on the diagonal. And then I'm going to put this sheet to one side for now. I don't need that one. I am, however, going to cut this one. Bring it up here. And we're going to cut it corner to straight side. And what that should give you is two triangles that are identical. Then I'm going to bring in my other sheet of decorative paper, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to cut corner to corner first of all. Make sure you get that lined up. I'm going to put this one to one side. You can obviously cut up the entire sheet and you can make two identical cards out of it. I'm just going to make the one to show you. And then with this one, we're going to cut the corner to the straight side to give me 2 more identical triangles, and ideally they should both be the same if you're working with a square card. Obviously, if you are working with a rectangular card, I would start off with 2 sheets of paper that are maybe slightly larger than you're going to work with. And what you would need to do if you was using a rectangle sheet is you would need to cut both pieces, because your 2 triangles that are going to be at the bottom would be one side, and your 2 triangles on each end would be a different size triangle. And the way we're going to pop it together is we're going to pop it back together like that, so that you have the papers at opposites of each other. So if you're using a rectangular piece, you would need to cut both. Because these are square pieces, I don't need to. I can leave those to one side. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my strips ready for this. So, what size do I want? I don't need big ones. I'm going to start off by straightening off that edge so I know I'm starting straight. So I think that size would work fine, which is roughly half. Now obviously if you was using peel-offs this would be easier, you would have exact measurements. I'm going to just try my best with these. 1, 2, 3, just want one more. And then I think I'm going to do one more just to make sure I've got enough. There we go. So I've cut myself 5 strips. I'm going to pick the 5 size-wise most matching. That one's quite skinny. You know what, it's fine. We'll pick 5. I'm just going to cut. I just want to make sure I've got them as close as possible. This is where the peel-offs come in great, because they are going to be identical. Just cutting some more. This is all in my scraps anyway, and I can pop these back in my scraps, to be fair. There we go. A couple more I'm sure I'll find for that are pretty good matches at that. And then I can pop my cutter away. I'm going to fold my card blank in half. And then, so we have these triangles that we've cut out. So the way that this is going to sit is it's going to sit like that. With these tucked in like so. So all I'm doing at the minute is I'm just piecing this together on my cutting mat. I don't have the steadiest of hands, so I'm just going to try and use this. Just to get that to line up. Doesn't have to be completely perfect, because your peel-offs, or in my case my bits of card, will hide some of the not quite matching, but ideally we need to get it in as close as we can, because to be fair, these should match. Right, I think that that's looking pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is, I think I might use a bit of washi tape, to be honest. I'm just going to stick those together, but I only want to do so very, very lightly, just so that they don't sort of move about too much. So, and washi tape will stick them in place, but won't damage the print. It won't be like a permanent adhesive or anything. If you're really confident and you've got really good like hand-eye coordination, I guess, then please feel free to piece this together on your actual card once there's adhesive on. But because I find that I shake when I start to concentrate, I'd sooner do it here, sellotape them together like that, and now I know I can move that very carefully, but that's all together. So I'm going to take my card blank. I'm going to use my ATG. You use any adhesive that you've got. And I'm going to line my card with my adhesive. Just like that. I am going to, because these are triangles, I'm going to come in here so that this can pinpoint the centre. And then I'm going to pop this roughly. So this is a 5x5 card. My sheets of paper are roughly 6x6. So to help me find my centre point, what I've done is I've put my 5x5 card at the 5.5 by 5.5. In theory, when I put my 6x6 papers down onto this square, if I follow the 6x6 guide on my cutter, I should be round about in the centre point for my centre of my sheet. That is my theory around this. Always helps when you don't move the card. Go for that there, look. I don't think we're going to be far off of that, if I'm totally honest. Then I'm going to trim round all of these edges with my scissors. And I don't think we're far off at that, look guys. That's not bad at all, I don't think. So let's trim this off. There we go. So that one, this top yellow one is slightly off, but I think we can fix that. So let's take this off. It's not too far off. It takes a bit of practice. To be fair, the one at the bottom is perfect. That goes corner to corner. It's that top one for some reason. It's almost like my card wasn't square up the top. But it's okay because we're going to use the silver strips. So I think if we go for that one maybe, that one, maybe this one. You can hide. I'm going to use my wet glue in a second. But look at the way they hide the little mistakes. So I'm going to have them meet kind of in the middle. It doesn't matter if we're leaving a little gap because I'm going to pop my sentiment on there anyway. So let me grab some glue. Blocked again, look. I definitely need to buy some new glue. It's how it's coming out the big bottle. It's not the little bottles that's causing the issue here. So, don't do what I've just done. That'll come off. Here we go. Boom. So that's that one. And then we're going to come in with another one up this side. Nope. And another one, I'll trim this all down. Last strip. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop this book on here just to weigh it down while we work on the sentiment. So as I said, I'm going to use one of these. I wanted something, I'm going to go for one of the bigger ones, I think. I might have that one. Hope you have a fabulous birthday. If you've got like a matching stamp or sentiment or anything that's going to match perfectly with that, then absolutely feel free to use it. Just going to give this a little trim down. There we go. And then I am going to just add some foam tape to this. In fact, I'll use these foam pads. Because I do want to put some decoupage on here. These are still those horrible ones that I absolutely hate, but I'm determined to use them. I am determined. This is now ready to go on my card. So I'll move my book out the way. I'm going to have it standing upwards, so put that in the middle just there. And these should now be dry, so or at least dry enough to be able to trim off. And there we go. I'm going to give it a minute. I am going to just give this silver a little bit of a rub. You can see where I've got a little bit of glue on that silver, but it will come off once I rub it. I just want to make sure that I don't knock these strips out. But I think that that is a beautiful card, and you can use that design for any type of card you want. I've gone for birthday here and using the lemon paper, but use whatever you grab. As I say, make sure that if you're doing a rectangular card, you do cut both of your pieces out. I still have now these two to make either the exact same card, or I could put my lemons on the side and the hearts on the top and the bottom. I think that's such a super card. I love it. I absolutely love that design. I think it would be better, or maybe not. It is quite nice with the silver, but I do think that the peel-offs would work easier, I guess, than what I had to do. You'd certainly get it a lot more accurate than I did, but I actually think that that looks okay. I hope you've enjoyed this and it helps you to feel inspired to get your pattern papers out. You can use matching, contrasting. You could even, I guess, use for the same and just pop the strips along, but obviously you wouldn't need to cut it if you did it with the same sheet of paper. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more of these cards, again, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll keep bringing as many as I can think of. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye for now.